Lustmate by Euftis Emery. A short story from the book Off the Chain Volume 2. If you enjoy this story, please like, comment, share, and join, as it helps me with the algorithm to reach new readers. Links for the book are in the description and video. I knocked on Lenorah's door, wondering what sight I would be greeted with this time. She put the V in voluptuous, and I couldn't wait to see how she had adorned her 44-28-50 frame on this evening. For those of you who think fine women only wear a size 5, I beg to differ. Lenorah had a flighty personality. She was the type of female who was always looking for something new and exciting to do, and she would often leave town at the last minute for a trip to the West Indies or a gig with her band. She continually pressed me for a committed relationship, but what she really wanted was a man who would meet her every whim when she decided that she wanted to be in town. I didn't play that shit, but I strung her along just enough so that I could hit it. I know it was wrong, but it was a lust thing, and I had to have what she had to offer. Lenorah opened her door, and Sergio immediately got hard, as he always did in her presence. She wore a frilly white blouse with a plunging V-cut neckline and skin-tight pocketless jeans that laced in the front and back. "Damn!" I exclaimed appreciatively, looking at her Coke bottle shape as I walked in and closed her door. "I'm here to tell y'all that there ain't nothing like banging out a pretty BBW with big pretty legs and juicy titty and ass meat. But I digress."
"Hey, honey,"
Lenorah said, smiling as she clasped her arms around my neck and gave me a light kiss with her thick dick-sucking lips. "But you know I need more than just a peck, baby," I told her as I stuck my hand down the back of her pants and squeezed her ass as I commenced to tongue her down. After several minutes, she leaned away from me, smiling.
"Honey, your thang is hard. All you have to do is look at me, don't you?"
She asked in genuine amusement. "And you know this." I purred, turning her around and pushing her onto her knees on her couch.
"Honey, we can do this when we get back from dinner,"
she protested feebly. "You should have had your clothes on when I got here. You knew I was going to want to hit this before we left." She laughed.
"My clothes are on. My pants are just untied. I wanted you to do it for me when you got here." "Oh, honey, you know I like that,"
she moaned as my tongue ran up the crack of her ass. Licking her fat ass was her weakness as well as mine, and she gave it up with a quickness whenever I did it. I got to business and spread her ass so that I could twirl my tongue around her anus.
"Oh, honey, all you have to do to have sex with me is lick my ass."
"I'm just going to hit it a little bit, and then we are going to go out, baby."
"Okay."
"Just lick your ass a little bit."
"Okay."
And fuck you doggy style a bit. And then we'll go to dinner."
"Okay, baby.
I kept Lenorah on her knees for another 30 minutes while I alternated from rimming her and fucking her from behind. After savoring my sexual appetizer, I let her up, looking forward to finishing her off when we got back.
"Honey, now I need to wash up because you got me all wet."
"Do that then. And change your outfit. I want to see you in a dress, and I got a little surprise for you."
"Okay, honey. What do you want me to wear?"
"Put on that black dress and some heels."
"If I put some heels on, I'll be taller than you. Will you have a problem with that?"
"I want to see your sexy ass in some heel. I don't have a problem if you're taller than me. You won't be when I put you on your knees when we get back
Honey, you so nasty.
She replied, laughing. Lenorah went to the bathroom, washed up, put on lipstick, and put on her black dress. She walked back into the living room and modeled for me a bit as I leaned back in her chair holding my dick.
Is this what you wanted to see me in, honey?
She asked me seductively. The woman was breathtaking. Lenorah had pumped the dress up wearing clear heels and fence net pantyhose, with it adding a little nasty with the sexy. I loved it. I was so busy staring at my after-dinner dessert that I forgot to give Lenorah her surprise. Take off your panties, honey. Here is your surprise, I said as I pulled out a purple thong with a built-in vibrator.
I don't need to take my panties off to put that on,
she said, standing up, turning around, and pulling the back of her dress up, flashing her fat ass in fishnet. Damn, baby, I exclaimed, looking at her pretty ass. You are fucking with me.
No, I'm not.
Lenorah laughed mischievously. Oh, yes, you are. And if you don't stop, I will have to take that dress off. Put this on. It has a built-in vibrator.
Honey, you so nasty.
Lenorah laughed as her eyes lit up. She daintily pulled the purple thong with a built-in vibrator right over her stockings over her clit. She put on the thong and began to pull her dress down when I hit the on switch on the remote control for the vibrator. Lenorah's body tensed up and she sucked in her breath. I left the vibrator on until she squeezed her legs together in pleasure, throwing her head back.
Oh, honey. That feels so good.
Just giving you a taste of what's in store for tonight, babe, I commented as I stepped into her space and ran my tongue across her lips. Let's go, I said with finality as I pushed her forward in the small of her back so I could watch her big ass move as we walked out the door. We went to Beluga's, a sushi and Asian Western fusion restaurant in the Hyatt Park section of Cincinnati. As we entered the trendy restaurant, thumping bass from the DJ spun dance tunes as televisions showing lingerie-clad models waltzing down the catwalk flashed in the various rooms. The Asian hostess looked up and raised her eyebrow when she saw me. I had been there 2 weeks earlier with Gaia, and I guess she was surprised to see me with another woman. I tensed up for a minute, thinking that she would play a hate and say something to give me away. She didn't, though, and led us to our table. I let Lenorah get ahead of me so I could watch her nice hips sway as she walked, and discreetly reached in my pocket and hit the on switch on the remote-controlled vibrator. Lenorah stumbled a bit as the vibrations hit her clit and looked back at me with eyes beseeching me to turn it off. I gave her some respite and turned it off so that she could make it to the table.
Honey, this is so erotic,
she said.
I always wanted to do something like this.
I smiled in reply, and we each looked over our menus to determine what we wanted to eat. After about 10 minutes, the waiter came to the table and asked for our drink order. I told him that we were ready to order dinner, and he pulled out his pad and took our order. Lenorah decided to change her mind on her order and told me to go first. I ordered some ebi, hanachi, and my favorite, anago. The waiter then turned to Lenorah, and as she opened her mouth, I hit the on switch of the vibrator again. She gripped a handful of tablecloth in her hand and sucked in her breath. The waiter looked at her with raised eyebrows but said nothing. Lenorah composed herself the best she could and ordered a steak in a wispy voice as her eyes fluttered. The waiter stared at her with a nervous smile on his face, not comprehending what was going on. He completed taking her order, and as his back turned to us, I pumped up the vibration on the toy to maximum.
Oh,
Lenorah moaned as she licked her lips, savoring the feeling, and rested her head on the table, clawing at the tablecloth. I left the toy on, deliciously torturing her for another several minutes before turning it off.
Oh, honey, that feels good.
Lenorah purred.
I've missed you, honey. You got me addicted to you.
I'm addicted to you too, baby, I replied.
You just missed the sex.
Lenorah replied with a sour expression on her face. No, I miss you.
Really, honey?
Yes, I said simply.
Honey, I have been so lonely.
Then why haven't you come to see me more often?
I want to. I want to see you, but I want to spend time with you. More than just sex. But that seems like all we do. Don't get me wrong. I love it, honey. I love it when we do things like this. But I just want to spend more simple time with you. Doing nothing. But you always seem so busy. I feel like you don't have time for me. There are so many things going on with me, like the band. I want to share all this excitement that has been going on with me with someone.
Someone? I replied, with Lenorah missing the point that I was not really her problem.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, I did, Lenorah. I replied, getting a bit irritated with the direction she was taking the conversation. If you want to talk, all you have to do is call. If you want to cuddle, all you have to do is ask. I can't read your mind. Don't expect me to magically know what you want.
Honey.
Baby, don't start. Did you listen to what I said? We out right now getting ready to have a very nice dinner and you complaining. Most women complain they can't get a man to take them out.
Don't close me out like that. Euftis, I miss you when you're not around. But it's hard to tell you. I want to be your baby, but I don't feel you are receptive to that. I want a relationship with you. A real one. I want to be together. But I am afraid that you will run again. So, I try not to crowd you.
Lord, why me? I thought, annoyed. This woman is fucking up dinner trying to manipulate me into a relationship. My mind scrambled for the correct thing to say. I didn't want Lenorah's fine ass to get upset because I planned on fucking her ass. Literally. I exhausted my list of responses and realized that there was only one thing that I could say that would shut her up and get me laid. But if I said it, I would be breaking a major rule of the Mac Association, TMA. I didn't want to get points taken away from my TMA card, so I placed a sad look on my face and said nothing. Men, if you find you don't know the correct thing to say to a woman, just shut the fuck up. 9 times out of 10, they will ramble away until they talk themselves out of the problem.
Honey, see, you're not saying anything. I am pouring my heart out to you.
I hear you, sweetie, I said, looking sadder and putting a dab of innocence into my expression.
Honey, but you didn't say anything. I want you to reply to what I said. Don't give me that innocent look like you haven't done anything.
I fought to keep a straight face and not laugh in her face. Her drama was amusing as fuck. How am I supposed to reply? I miss you when you're not around. I want to be with you. I'm spoiling you right now. What more do you want me to say?
Reassure me that you won't run away. Am I scaring you by saying all this?
No, baby. Don't worry. I am not going to run. Lenorah really got on my last nerve with her two-bit psychoanalysis of me. Truth be told, I hadn't sought a committed relationship with Thickness because she had some serious red flags. The primary issue was she was a professional singer that toured the country every year and took at least 3 girls' trips to exotic locations every year. Not saying girlfriend was a hoe. However, her lifestyle gave her plenty of opportunities to be one. Second, Lenorah didn't suck enough. Dick. I was accustomed to cum-gurgling hoes, and she was adamant that I should never orgasm in her mouth. After sacrificing sexually for years in a horrible marriage, I had vowed to never live without what I really wanted again. As far as I was concerned, Lenorah could do whatever she wanted when she was on the road or one of her girl trips, and if she didn't want to suck the dick the way I wanted it, then it was fair game from me to get it from someone else.
How do I know that? Or are you just saying that?
You don't know Lenorah. So, what now?
See, don't be getting smart with me while I am pouring my heart out to you.
Oh, good Lord, I thought. Baby, I answered. I am being honest.
Honey.
Honey, what? I answered, fighting to keep the irritation I felt out of my voice.
You just don't seem receptive to me when I talk like this, so I just keep things to myself. Maybe you don't know how to respond to things like this, but it gives me the impression that you don't care.
What the fuck? I thought, irritated. Here we go with the shaming and borderline disrespect because she can't get what she wants. So typical. I do care for you, sweetie. I replied as our waiter returned to the table with our food.
I have a problem asking you for what I want from you, don't I? Then I complain later, don't I?
Yes.
Well, honey, help me.
I'm trying, dear.
I told you I don't know how to have a relationship. You think I'm kidding?
I see you're not. But I've told you many times what you need to have in a relationship, and you haven't mentioned any of that through all this complaining.
I told you before. I think you think I'm kidding or trying to get over or something. But I am for real. I have spent most of my time avoiding getting into a relationship.
Lenorah continued to whine, totally skipping over my comment.
I am for real. So I need help.
Okay, baby.
You don't make it easy for me.
Stop complaining and let's work on it.
You sit back and just observe. Then I make all the mistakes. And then you point fingers at me and tell me how bad I am.
Point fingers at you. What the hell you talking about? You the one complaining. I thought. I'm just trying to get my fuck on. I won't do that anymore, sweetie.
Then I run or just sit still and then we never grow. We should have been a lot further in our relationship by now.
Sweet baby Jesus, she's still talking. Good Lord, if you were not such a good fuck, I would not put up with all this damn drama. I thought. Just stop complaining, Lenorah.
Honey, I hope you are really understanding what I am saying.
I am.
I am not complaining. I am communicating what I want.
Okay, I replied simply.
See, you ain't hearing me.
I do, honey. You've repeated it several times.
Honey, you are a mess. You ain't taking me seriously. I'm pouring my heart out to you all the time.
Baby, I hear you. I replied resigned to saying the one little word that would shut her up and get me laid as well. You know I love you, Lenorah, I said as if it was a Freudian slip. I'm sorry if you don't feel that I listen to you. I do. I have to work on the indicators that show you I am. I had just broken a major rule of the TMA, never tell them you love them to get some pussy. I had just lost 50 points on my TMA card. If I lost 10 more points, my membership would be revoked. I glanced around discreetly to see if a TMA member had heard my transgression. As luck would have it, I was the only TMA member there. I felt bad for a second that I had betrayed a major rule of the TMA, but shit, Lenorah was fine as hell, and I wanted some. Don't judge me. Lenorah was running game trying to badger me into a relationship, so it was all good to run game back.
You love me, honey?
She asked as her huge eyes grew 2 times larger and fluttered like a hummingbird's wings. What? I stammered, feigning embarrassment like I let it slip.
You said you love me.
She said as her huge dick-sucking lips spread in a wide smile. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did, honey.
Lenorah said smugly as she reached out and held my left hand.
I know you're crazy about me, honey. I'm glad to know you love me. Even though you're scared to tell me, honey.
She said, laughing.
But I heard you. You love me.
I went into full innocent mode and looked down as if I was embarrassed. Can we change the subject now?
Oh, honey. You're scared. That's so sweet. We can change the subject. I know what the problem is now. You love me, and you're just scared to show it.
Whatever, I thought as the hostess came up to our table to refill our water glasses. I hit the on switch again to get Lenorah off her drama tip and back into sex mode. As soon as the vibrator turned on, her head snapped back and she bit down on her bottom lip and squeezed her thighs together to fight from making sounds of pleasure. Although our male waiter didn't know what was going on earlier, the hostess of the restaurant recognized the expressions of an aroused woman and stopped dead in her tracks, staring at Lenorah open-mouthed. The hostess stared at Lenorah for several minutes and then left our table without refilling our water glasses. We finished our dinners and left the restaurant, and I proceeded to the Norwood Lateral and got on I-75 headed north.
Where are we going, honey?
Lenorah asked. To the Hustler store to get you a couple of toys.
Honey, you so nasty.
But you want a toy, don't you?
Yes.
Lenorah laughed. Good. Then, let's see what they have. I'll get you one. On one condition.
What's that?
Allow me to fuck you with it on the way to your house. I answered as I turned on her vibrator again. We got to the Hustler store just outside Cincinnati. And we went into the store and headed straight for the toy section. I told Lenorah to pick what she wanted, but she acted really coy and didn't respond positively or negatively with any of the toys she picked up. Women trip me out. If you're a freak, there is no reason to be shy when you're with a man who is just as freaky as you. Since she didn't make a decision, I picked up toys that she might be interested in using and watched her eyes to see if she was interested. Always watch a woman's eyes in any situation. She may not say anything, but her eyes will always give her away. I picked up a synthetic replica of Mr. Marcus's dick and showed it to her. Her eyes didn't light up, so I passed on it. I then went the opposite direction and picked up a vibrating seashell. Again, I didn't note a nasty girl gleam in her eyes, so I passed again. I then picked up a vibrating three-pronged dildo that would penetrate, stimulate a woman's pussy, G-spot, and ass. I showed it to Lenorah, and her eyes lit up, and she gulped. Oh, yeah, you like that shit, huh? I thought. She tried to give it back, and I told her to hold on to it because I knew she liked it. Now that I had an idea of what she liked, I stayed in the vibrating dildo section. I then picked up a rotating rabbit dildo with beads and handed it to Lenorah. This time, not only did her eyes light up, she also licked her lips. Content that I had the proper turnout equipment, I picked up a bottle of Astroglide and headed for the register. The helpful people at Hustler tested both toys for us at the register, and I purchased 2 sets of batteries and told them to leave them in. When they tested the rabbit and showed Lenorah how to work the rotation controls, I could almost smell her pussy getting wet as she watched the big purple toy rotate, imagining how it would feel in her pussy. We left the store, and I turned my car onto I-75 headed south back to Cincinnati. Take your stockings off, I ordered.
Honey.
Take them off, Lenorah.
Okay? Okay.
She put both of her heeled feet on the dashboard to support herself. As she lifted her ass slightly off the seat so that she could pull up her dress and peel off her stockings. I watched intently, from her ankles down to her thick, inviting thighs as she pulled off her fishnets and pulled her dress up even further, exposing her wet opening. She spread her legs wide and reached over and massaged the back of my bald head with her nails. I reached in the bag and pulled out the 3-pronged stimulator and shoved it into her pussy and anus forcefully while pumping up the volume on the vibrator.
That feel good. So good, baby.
She moaned in her deep, sexy voice. I smiled, listening to her arousal in her voice while silently laughing at the same time. She got so ghetto in her speech when she was heated, and I found that funny. That feel good, baby? I replied, imitating her.
Yes.
She replied, being too heated to notice my joke. I shoved the toy in her as deep as I could. Sweet, clear pussy juice swelled around the toy as I pushed it deeper in her. She looked at me and stared for several minutes, and then without saying a word got on her knees, unzipped my pants, and buried her face in my lap. I leaned my chair back a bit so she could get the dick and put the car on cruise so I could enjoy the sucking. Lenorah's big ass was in the window while she sucked me, and I wondered if any of the passengers in the cars that passed by noticed all that ass in the window and then quickly figured out what she was doing. After about 5 minutes, Lenorah stopped sucking, sat up, kissed me on the cheek, and just stared at me for several minutes. Neither of us spoke, and then she buried her face in my lap again and continued to suck me the 10 additional minutes it took to get to her apartment. I parked, and we both got out of my car disheveled. Me holding my pants because they were unzipped and unbuckled. Lenorah, with her dress twisted and pulled up. Neither of us cared as we made the short walk to her building and entered her apartment. I held her arm and kept her in the middle of her living room floor as I locked the door and dropped my pants on the floor. I took Lenorah's purse and dropped it alongside my things. It was on as I commenced pulling off her dress. I paused for a second, wondering where her stockings were, and then remembered that she had taken them off and left them in my car. I left her little black half slip on and then pushed her onto her leather couch ass up so I could get to that 50 inches of ass. She arched her back for me, and I spread her cheeks, burying my face in the enormity of her glorious ass. She moaned loudly, and I groaned in unison with her as my rigid member throbbed and dripped hot pre-cum onto her carpeted floor. I rimmed her with gusto, swirling my tongue around her anus while penetrating it intermittently with my tongue. She loved every minute of it, clawing her sofa with her long manicured nails like a cat getting its belly rubbed. I stayed on her, licking, sucking, and tonguing her ample ass, relaxing her sphincter muscle, getting it ready for my thick, throbbing, pre-cum dripping dick. After about 30 minutes of intense ass licking, I told Lenorah to lay on her back so I could suck on her wet pussy.
Would you lick my booty a little longer, baby? Please, baby. Please.
Lenorah begged me to continue putting in work on her booty in a soft voice. I love it when they beg. I didn't say a word. I just spread her ass cheeks as far as I could and buried half of my tongue inside her anus.
Yeah.
Lenorah moaned as she had an orgasm from my tongue penetration. I was ready to eat her pussy. And I didn't ask her this time, but flipped her over onto her back.
Honey, you so nasty.
Lenorah remarked, smiling as I spread her legs.
Yeah.
She moaned as I began to lick and suck on her clit. Her long fingers caressed the back of my head, and she wrapped her thick legs around my neck. Many women claim to have a sweet-tasting pussy, and in reality, it is far from that. Lenorah, however, was an exception because her pussy was as sweet as honey. I slurped, sucked, and licked on the little pearl between her legs until it became as hard as bullet. After about 30 minutes of intense pussy licking, I slumped in the couch with my legs spread apart and coaxed Lenorah down between my legs. She was the greedy type and would let me lick and suck her all night without returning the favor if I let her. It was time for her to clock back in and do some more work. She whined for a while, wanting me to lick her ass some more, but I refused and pointed my dick like an arrow straight to her mouth. She opened her wide mouth and engulfed Sergio. I was in heaven. Not only did she have huge dick-sucking lips, but she also had an extra wide tongue. With it, she could literally wrap her tongue around 3 sides of my dick while she was sucking it. The sensation was indescribable, and she soon had my head turning back and forth and babbling like an idiot. However, it was unfortunate and a letdown that she would never finish me off orally. Oh, baby. It's so good. It's so damn good. I'm gonna come. I can't hold it. I'm gonna come. I moaned as I fought to contain my orgasm. Although Lenorah's head was some of the best I ever had, it was also some of the worst. Bad because she refused to let me come in her mouth. Little did she know. She could have turned my ass out if she just would have sucked me off every now and then.
No, baby. Don't come. Don't come yet.
Lenorah mumbled with my dick in her mouth. My dick rested on top of her tongue as she talked to me, and the brief respite from her dick sucking allowed me to get my head together. Oh, shit, baby. Oh, it's so good.
You just like it 'cause I have an extra wide tongue.
Lenorah mumbled, letting my pre-cum roll to the back of her throat before swallowing it. I have never understood why women who have a major problem with you coming in their mouth will slurp up every drop of your pre-cum like it is ambrosia. I produce massive loads of cum, and when I am very excited, pre-cum literally drips from my throbbing dick.
Oh, yeah.
Lenorah hummed as she closed her mouth on my dick and began to suck it again. I shook my head somewhat disgustedly as I watched this beautiful woman slurp and swallow my essence. Although she sucked it better than most. I knew she wasn't going to finish the job, and that somewhat put a damper on the sex. To make matters worse, she wasn't on any form of birth control, so I couldn't come in her pussy either. My orgasms are more intense when I come in a woman's mouth, pussy, or ass. I stopped that pulling out shit in high school. Since two options were closed, I fully intended on getting and busting all up in her fat ass. I let her suck it until I couldn't take it any longer and told Lenorah to get back on the couch. She crawled over to it, slowly accentuating her large ass as she moved. She knew exactly what she was doing, heightening my lust with her actions. Instead of attacking her like she wanted, though, I walked over to the bag of toys that I bought for her and pulled out the rabbit vibrator. Lenorah's eyes widened. Get on your knees, baby. Let's see how you like your new toy.
Okay.
She responded as she complied. I applied a liberal amount of lube to the toy and slowly fucked her doggy style with it. You like that, baby? I asked as I stroked her with it.
Oh, yes.
She replied in her thick, sultry voice. You want me to make it rotate while I fuck you, baby?
Yeah.
I turned on the rotation control for the vibrator and had it rotate to the right.
That feel good, baby.
Lenorah said, getting ghetto again.
Make it rotate to the left. Honey, to the left.
She moaned. I changed the rotation to the left and increased the speed of it.
Oh, yes.
She moaned as the toy pleased her pussy the way she wanted. I continued to fuck her with the toy until I felt her juices flowing down my hand. Arch your back, baby. I told her so that I could give her another surprise. She thought I wanted her to stick her ass further in the air so that I could stick the toy deeper in her. The reality was that now that she was heated on the verge of orgasm, I wanted to stick my dick in her ass. I stuck the toy inside of her to the hilt and pressed the head of my dick against her anus, pressing forward slowly, and began to penetrate her chocolate starfish when she exploded.
Ah! Ha!
She screamed at the top of her lungs. I hadn't even stuck half of my dick head inside of her. The freakiness of the situation had just sent her over the edge. She had never come so hard before. I knew all of her neighbors under and above her had stopped what they were doing listening to her nut. As she came, she straightened her back, changing the angle of my penetration. A BBW has to keep that arch tight when you hit them from the back. Arch your back, baby, I commanded. Her ass spread gloriously as she did so, and I continued to slowly penetrate her ass. I could feel the toy on the other side of her pussy wall as I entered her. When I had half of my dick in her ass, I began to slowly stroke it, relaxing it further and sticking more dick up her ass with each inward thrust.
Oh, yeah.
Lenorah moaned again, enjoying the long stroking of her ass while the vibrator rotated in her pussy.
It's yours, baby. It's yours. Tell me it's yours. Please, baby. Ah, please, baby. It's yours. Tell me it's yours.
She told me, looking back at me with lust-filled eyes. A woman looking back into my eyes while I fuck her ass or pussy turns me the hell on. Although I enjoyed her looking at me, I frowned inwardly at her "it's yours" statement. I didn't feel that her pussy was mine. She needed to keep it real. But I played along so I could keep fucking her. It's mine, baby. Gimme my ass.
It's yours. It's yours. Tell me it's yours, baby.
It's mine, baby.
Do you mean it, Euftis? It's yours, baby. It's all yours.
Yes, baby, this fat ass is mine, I said, burying the length of my dick inside her ass for emphasis.
Ah, yes, baby, it feel good.
It started getting good to me, so I increased the tempo.
Slow, baby. Fuck it slow, baby.
Lenorah purred on that military shit. Don't start that military shit, Lenorah, I growled. I thought this was my ass.
It's your ass, honey. It's all yours. It's yours.
Then let me fuck it how I want to. I growled as I grasped her wide hips and fucked her fat ass with gusto.
Okay, okay. Honey. Oh, honey. It feels so good.
I continued to stroke her ass, pulling my dick all the way out and sticking it back in again, watching the hole gape, fucking it sloppy. It gaped open wonderfully whenever I pulled it out. After the 5th time I pulled it out, Lenorah flipped off the couch and sat on the floor. What are you doing? I exclaimed, irritated with her fucking up my stroke.
Let's get in the bed, honey.
She purred, breathing heavy. Let's go then, I said, taking her hand. She pulled her hand out of mine and slowly crawled to her bedroom, pretty ass all in the air. She teased the fuck out of me and I watched her for a minute squeezing my dick. I gave her what she wanted and stopped her halfway to her room and straddled her on the floor. I fucked her true doggy style, squatting over her, pounding her ass.
Ah, 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 ah.
She screamed as she came again. I was done and ready to pop, and so I did, all over her ass. What a night. This concludes the short story, Lustmate, from the book Off the Chain Volume 2. Links are in the video and description. If you enjoyed this story, please rate, comment, join, and share as it helps me with the algorithm to reach new readers. Until next time. Peace.